Okay,
Let's
so
do this.
welcome, guys. Now that we're live,
Yep.
we're so excited. So, today we are going to be talking about emotional eating, what emotional eating is, why we do it, and how we can stop it. So, me and April, we've both been on our own journeys through this. Mine started from a very much younger age. I had like an eating disorder when I was younger, and it's something I kind of really had to like deeply work through. Um, April might share some of her story as well, but for me, it was like a real kind of wound based on my own sense of like self worth and how I felt about myself. So, yeah, we've been on our own journeys and our own challenges, struggles, and issues with emotional eating. And so today we're gonna talk about it because we're doing this beautiful series where we will be talking about lots of different things, but right now we're really focusing on like body confidence, getting you feel really good about your body, making peace with food, because when we feel good about ourselves, we feel good about life, and we can live life in so much more of an aligned, happier way. Um, and so yeah, let's get started. Are we ready, April?
Yes. So, really quick, just so you all know, this is the MTF experience. This is series 4, I believe. And the MTF stands for Me Totally Free. So, when we're having these discussions and these conversations, it's all about that freedom to just be our true, authentic selves, positively, peacefully, joyfully, just living, loving our true selves and our true life. So,
Yeah.
just a recap for those of you that are coming in and that, wondering about the MTF experience. That's what it is.
That's
All
what
right.
we are here to serve. Yeah, so we're really here about like empowering you guys, guys as well, but especially women. We're really here to really support you women out there because we've been through our own struggles. Um, I'm a women's empowerment coach, life coach, theta healer. April is a superstar in meditation, mindfulness, yoga, power of the mind. We both come from a fitness background, so
Yep.
we have these combined experiences to really support you.
Yes. Yes. So, this emotional eating, let's talk about this and what it is.
What is it? What is it? What is it? Okay.
Mhm.
So the question of like, what is it, and why do we do it? I feel like it's really kind of interlinked. Sorry, don't mind my finger. I've got like a what do you call it in America? A boo boo on my
You
finger.
got a boo boo? Oh, sure. Oh, she got a boo boo.
And so I wrapped it in tissue basically so that it doesn't touch anywhere. I didn't want to put a
Oh my
plaster.
gosh, when you wrapped it in freaking tissue.
Yeah, because when you put a plaster on, sorry guys, just 2 seconds. When you put a plaster on, then what happens is it stays moist, and I don't want it to get moist because I need it to heal. So my boo boo.
Okay, with your boo boo.
My emotional eating, why we do it and what it is. I do feel like it's very much combined. So emotions and eating, we're literally eating our emotions.
I like that. I like that.
We're numbing our emotions. Yeah, we are numbing them. We are suppressing them. We are ignoring them. We are trying to like bury them instead of bringing them up. Yeah, and letting us see like what's going on. So we often we may eat because we're like really really stressed, right? We're stressed, and often if you find that you're stressed, you want like crunchy things, like you want crisps and you want like crackers, or you might want, oh, you guys call them chips, yeah, chips, and you want like crunchy things, to kind of really kind of release that stress in you. Yeah. And when you feel lonely and when you feel sad, you often want to have like chocolate and ice cream because it's nurturing and it's like it's sweet and it's tender. Yeah. So this food is giving you an emotion that is it's like it's giving you an emotion, but it's also suppressing an emotion. So it's not allowing you. So let's say, for example, you're eating ice cream because you're feeling sad. It's not allowing you to feel that sadness. You're suppressing that sadness, but you're suppressing that sadness, and at the same time, you are bringing food to bring in happiness. Yeah, so it brings you an emotion, but really the problem is that you're suppressing an emotion. So another example is that, for example, you know, if you're feeling angry at someone, yeah, you often might be like, you just like start ravaging the fridges and the cupboards. You're like, what's there? Like, what can I eat? What can I eat? What do I want to eat? And like, you're just like randomly eating things, yeah, like completely unconscious of what you're doing. And also boredom, like boredom is a huge one. Coronavirus, quarantine, yeah, like has anyone spent lots of time at home this year? Here. And have you found that you've been raiding the fridges or cupboards, or that you've been snacking all day? At one point during Corona, I was like, literally, I would have my breakfast, have my lunch, and then between 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock, I'm snacking.
Mhm.
And after a while, I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, completely unconscious. Yeah. So, you know, I'm a human being. I still fall into the trap, but it's completely different from where I used to feel immense guilt and frustration and sadness, and I couldn't come out of it. So yeah, boredom is one that we use food a lot, yeah, to kind of suppress what's there, because we're fed up, because we feel like there's nothing to do, because we feel lonely, because we feel like frustrated at life, or that a friend ditched us, or your boyfriend cancelled, or whatever it is. Yeah. So yeah, food is often in emotional eating, not always really, used to suppress a feeling. April, have you experienced any of that ever?
Ever. A lot. And I say that because I love food. I'm a foodie. So whenever I go to Trinidad and Tobago for work, their way of showing love is through food. I get super excited. I'm never gonna say no. They'll always say, "Are you hungry?" And I'm not really hungry, but I'm gonna say yes because I know that they spend a lot of time making that roti or curry, just so much. And
So as
so
much as like you do want it, there's also like an underlying like some bit of guilt, like, oh, if I don't eat it, they might be insulted, or I need to show them appreciation because they've spent so much time doing this and I want it.
no, I honestly I'm a foodie, sure. It's really because I want it. Like I literally like I'm not even though I'm not hungry, I want it because I know how good it is, and I'm not gonna say no to that. You know,
Mhm,
it's different here in the United States. I'm sorry. Caribbean food, their stuff is clean, fresh, not processed like here in the States. So it's not that. However, so mine is twofold. I love food, and if there's a really good dish and it's really good, I don't care if I'm hungry or not. I'm eating it, and I'll
mhm,
keep on because it's so good.
mhm.
Now, then, so you got that on the one hand. Then
And
on
can I
the other,
a tiny bit there? Like, I do want to say that it's okay to love food.
yep.
It's okay to enjoy food. It's part of life. Yeah.
Mhm.
Eating is part of life. Enjoying food is part of life. Like you said, it's the culture. There are many cultures are like this in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hospitality, showing love. Yeah. Showing gratitude. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to enjoy that and have that. And if you have no guilt about it, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. If you have no pain associated with it, that's absolutely fine. Is when you eat because you're suppressing a feeling, or because you don't want to feel like don't want to feel a feeling, or you're trying to get a feeling. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I just wanted
Now,
to like note that food is okay. Like
yeah, it's okay. Now, here's my thing. I get too excessive with it.
okay.
You see what I'm saying? So, and the emotion around it, if we want to talk about as far as the emotion around it, it's just that I just love it so much. And I'm sorry, but, but then I get excessive. It's like, okay, April, you can just pack the rest up, have it for later,
Mhm,
especially when
mhm,
you're already full. I'm past full, but I love it so much. So it's that excessive, for me personally, it's that excessiveness. It's like, really, April. That's why I packed on the weight too, because I get excessive with something that I really love, which is coming, pertaining to food especially. So
Mhm,
that's the one hand.
mhm,
In again, so we just have to be mindful of that excessiveness, right?
mhm,
The other hand is, so like when I'm stressed out, man, like, because I love food and it's my comfort. I mean, what am I going to do when I'm stressed? I'm going to go to the little stash I have. Oh, well, I don't have just one stash. It's different stashes in different locations.
mhm,
You
mhm,
know how you like have the reading glasses? Like my mom, she would have more than one as far as the reading glasses, just, different spots in the house.
You
That's
have
another.
Chips Ahoy cookies stashed in different places.
Don't forget the M&Ms. Main thing is the chocolate. Don't forget the M&Ms and the Reese's, and occasionally the Snickers. I'm all snickered out because my mom told me when she was pregnant with me that she craved Snickers. I love Snickers, but I had to like tone it down because I was being excessive with it. So I just switched over to a new chocolate, like M&Ms and M's and Reese's. Anyway, so yeah, those are all in different locations. Okay, anything I can put in my different stashes.
Mhm,
Now, when I am stressed, so it could be anything. It could be the stuff going on because my mom passed. That's another reason why I gained a lot of weight so quickly. I just eat because that is my comfort. It almost feels like it's therapeutic for me too. But then you just continue to do it because so for me, when I'm sitting in those emotions and I'm going through all of that, and we all go through different emotions, of course. When I'm sitting through those emotions and I'm like on the couch, or even if I'm just standing in the kitchen, I just keep going. I keep going, keep going, and keep going. That's where the suppression comes in, like you mentioned, Sharon, right? Because I I just feel that that's such a comfort for me. It's almost like the security, and I don't really have to think about those things because I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, loving these Reese's, man. Oh, so glad I got my Reese's here." So it kind of shifts my focus, but I'm doing that because I'm so stressed. From the grief, from trauma, from being in a dark place, and not just that, just the regular stressors that we each have. That that can that can influence me to eat as well. So that's why I wanted to show the twofold, right? Or explain the twofold, because for me, I love food, but I'm excessive with it. Then this one, I'm excessive with the food because of my emotions.
mhm, mhm,
So I
mhm.
don't know if anybody has experienced that. We got some people on, y'all. Feel free to
Yeah,
comment, question all you like.
amazing.
But
I'm on Instagram as well on my
yeah,
lives. We've got people on here. So yeah, welcome
yeah.
everyone.
So if you all have experienced it and it resonates with you, feel free to, comment, show your love, show some hearts as well. But it is a roller coaster ride. And it bothers me because guess what? On both ends, excessive because I just love it so much, and then excessive because I'm so emotional and all of that. On both ends, I feel the guilt.
Mhm.
Because it's like, you shouldn't be eating all that. Because I'm gonna tell you, Sharon, like when I'm eating it, especially in Trinidad, or somebody make a really good dish, when I'm eating it, I'll just keep going. Now, that pain in the stomach.
Mhm.
Do you think that I pay attention to that? No. It's so good, I'm gonna keep going.
Mhm.
It's worth the pain.
And
That's
I
how.
love that you've like given these three things because obviously there are many examples to this, but I feel
Yeah.
like kind of in a way like summed it up. So we've got this suppression of feelings going on, okay? We've got the excessiveness going on, and then we've got the guilt, okay? And that I want to say that the suppression and the like excessiveness, in a way, okay, in a way, they are also very similar because basically, even though this one was suppressing emotion, they're both what they're both receiving an emotion. Yeah, so when you're eating excessively, it's because you're bringing in pleasure, joy, passion. It's intense pleasure basically for most
Mhm.
people that eat excessively. And then in the suppression, when you are eating to suppress, you're bringing in the happiness, you're bringing in the pleasure, you're bringing in the joy, you're bringing in the comfort. Yeah, so both of them are actually bringing in emotion as well. And so again, it comes back to emotion. Yeah. So what is going on inside of us that is making us feel like we need to use food to gain an emotion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then guilt thing is obviously part of that, but because that's the thing that's the thing that happens after, if we can address this that happens first, then the guilt is going to decrease anyway. Yeah. And we can look at that separately as well. So but today, let's focus on the emotional eating side of it, and we can talk about we'll see where it goes, but yeah, kind of focusing on the emotional eating.
Hmm.
Yeah. So but I love those examples because they're all part of emotional eating, like literally.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
guilt can be so real, and then the
Yep.
guilt can be so sabotaging,
Yep.
because then you feel guilty, right? You feel guilty,
Hmm.
and that is such a painful feeling that you want to suppress it. So what do? You go and eat more.
Go anymore. Absolutely. Yeah.
Bring
All that.
in the
Yep.
happiness, the pleasure, and then it's
Yep.
like then you feel more guilty, and
Yep.
it's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
This.
it's like it's natural. So naturally you just do it. So like for me, it's easy. The guilt, the grief from death, from the passing as far as my family members, naturally it's just what happens. It's not like I'm sitting here and I'm actually intentionally saying to myself, I'm so feeling this grief and this guilt, I'm going to eat. No, it's a natural thing for me to go over to my stash or go over to the kitchen and go eat it.
Mhm,
No hesitation or none of that. And
mhm.
I was about to say something, but that goes into the third part on how do we overcome it. But so I'll save that. But
I
that's
think
real.
we're
It's
ready for
okay.
that.
Yeah, but it's real. It's a natural thing. And y'all, I mean, everybody at, is in different, they're in different, we're all in different phases when it comes to this whole thing with emotional eating. Some people it may be super extreme, and one is not more intense than the other. It's just that I'm just saying we all go through it, and it'll look differently for each of us individually, right? So how do we overcome it? So what I was about to say, and what I was about to say in that particular example for me, I and as I was thinking about this before we were going to come to have our series today, I was like, you know what, April, you know what to do, because really when you're feeling this grief and this guilt, why don't you take a moment, first of all, take a moment to breathe. And it's almost like I got to reprogram the mind to so I don't naturally just hurry up and get up and go over, because that's what I do. I get up and I go over and I go grab it. Let me sit for a minute. Let me take a moment. Let me breathe and be like, all right, what's going on here? Like, let me tune into my emotions and what is really going on. It's almost like that, basically like that mindfulness, and then thinking, okay, am I just going over there just because I want it, because it's going to help with all this as far as suppressing what I'm really feeling and helping to some crazy way cope with it? And if that's the case, then all right, April, what can you do instead? I can sit and do some breathing exercises, especially with me not being hungry, using the example of me not being hungry at that point in time. I can go grab my lavender chamomile tea. I have a lavender and honey tea to help soothe what's going on with me. Ooh, Sharon, it's so good. That
Come
lavender and
on
honey.
now.
It is so good. I know. I was thinking about, I ran out and I was like, I sure could use that right now.
Mhm,
But I can have my lavender and honey tea. Of course, y'all know we can do the journaling and all that stuff. But for me personally, I would prefer to be like, okay, so you want this, as far as I want all the junk. That's me. I want all the junk. But I know that I'm not going to feel good after eating all that because I'm going to be excessive with it. So what do I do instead? Let me sit and let me think about this. And it's not hard, it doesn't take a lot of time to think. It just takes that effort to be intentional and take a pause before going and being like, okay, I got my tea. Let me go ahead and get me some tea.
mhm, mhm,
And maybe I'll put a little extra honey in it. I don't know. Sometimes I like to have a little bit of almond milk in mine. And that's a treat for myself. I was like, okay, I'm going to treat myself to this. And not only is it going to help soothe as far as calm as far as my nerves, but it's just going to also just be something that it just makes me feel good because I love tea. I was using that example because tea makes me feel good. So this particular one and what I'm sharing here as far as overcoming it is just taking a pause, take a breath, and really sit and reflect on, okay, what's going on with me right now. We don't do that enough, Sharon. We don't do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Yeah, and I was going to say that is like the first thing that you need to do is awareness. Yeah, because most of the time when we're emotionally eating, we're so unconscious of what we're doing, right? So the first thing that you want to do is start to bring awareness, like with every challenge in our life, to the problem. Yeah, because food is just the symptom of a problem. So it's like, okay, oh, okay, I'm starting to eat all these Cheetos. That's what you guys eat, right?
I love me some Cheetos. You
Cheetos.
gonna say that because now I'm craving it, but go ahead.
We have we have like balsamic kettle chips. We have Cheetos too, but I think they're called Wotsits. Yeah. So we eat
What's it?
Wotsits and you guys eat Cheetos. And so whatever it is, you're eating these Wotsits and you're like, hang on, like what am I doing? Yeah, what am I doing? Okay. So the first thing is that you really need to bring awareness into what you are doing, because it's only then that you can kind of start to shift it and change it. Yeah. Before I move on to the next thing, it's really important as a side note, and it's something that I kind of talk deeper about when I'm working in like groups or like one-to-one, but it's about food and guilt and being food being good or bad. Yeah, when we start to look at food being like good and bad, naughty and healthy in an emotional way, then actually it's like in a way we're programming our mind to feel bad if we eat something. Yeah, so it's really important to look at your beliefs around like what food represents to you and what your emotional attachments are to foods, and basically seeing food more as like more neutral. Yeah,
Yeah.
like in the most simplest of ways is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, so April was talking about taking some breaths. So it's really important to bring some awareness to what you're doing. Then when you've brought awareness, you can ask yourself, like, what is this telling me? What is this a symptom of? Now, it's going to be stress, sadness, loneliness, frustration, anger, pain. Yeah, it's going to be something that you are emotionally experiencing that you haven't yet dealt with. Maybe it's that you feel like your boss is taking advantage of you, that you're overwhelmed at work. You come back and you just want to relax. Yeah, you just want to relax. You want to put your feet up. You want to like drink that that wine and have cheese, and that's fine. Yeah, but if you're doing that to suppress an emotion and then doing that excessively, that's when there's an issue. Okay, it's fine to eat cheese, it's fine to eat wine, fine to eat Cheetos, it's fine to eat Wotsits. Yeah, okay, as long as obviously we're also respecting and looking after our health. But it's fine to eat all of that if we don't have an emotional, deep, painful attachment to it, or we're not doing it to numb a pain. So if you are fine, for example, so that like I'm eating all of these Cheetos or drinking all of this wine because actually what's going on is that I feel really, really pissed off that at work my boss takes advantage of me, never says thanks. I'm there till 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night, and I come home, there's no appreciation, and then my day starts all over again, and I do the same thing all over again. Yeah, okay. So looking at the actual root cause of like, why am I eating this? Yeah, what is it numbing? What am I avoiding? Because guys, it's hard to feel pain. It's hard to feel sadness. It's hard to feel loneliness. It's hard to feel anger, frustration. Yeah, and feel it in a way that's going to allow you to release it. I don't mean feel anger, punch someone, right? Okay, but like feel like I am angry. Yeah, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling really, really sad. Okay, so yeah, we want to see like why we're eating, and when we can identify why we are eating what we are eating, okay, and what the root cause is, then it's like, okay, now I need to look into that area. Yeah. um Maybe it's that you feel lonely because you got divorced, or you're in a relationship and your relationship is not what it used to be, or maybe you don't have friends, or maybe you've moved to another country and you are alone. I mean, it could be like any reason, and you feel like lonely and you feel sad, and what do? You go and eat the cookies and the ice cream and the biscuits, or whatever you eat. So we're numbing an emotion. So it's, guys, really important to then look at that area and be like, how can I start to shift this? How can I start to transform this? How can I start to change this? So if I am super stressed at work, what's making me stressed? And let's start to find some solutions to it. Let's start to have some boundaries. Let's start to work for a company or a person that appreciates me. And also allowing yourself to feel the emotion is so important, and that's something that's taken me a really long time to be able to do and to get, because if we ignore an emotion, it's not going to leave our energetic body, it's going to stay inside ourselves. So we have to feel it to release it. Does this mean we stay in it? No, it doesn't mean that. But it just means that we bring, so I'm stressed out, for example, really simply. Also, I know we're conscious of time, but I'm feeling really, really, really stressed. I'm feeling so frustrated. I actually also feel a bit angry. So I'm going to go to that emotion and I'm going to allow myself to feel that. And then I'm going to be like, okay, I feel that. And a really good thing to say is actually, I release, I release, I release. And you can say what you're releasing if you want. And just drop down to that emotion, just allow it to kind of come out of your body, out of your system, like imagining releasing it, and then be like, what is this telling me? What is the message? My boss is taking the mickey out of me and I need to put boundaries into place. I'm unhappy at work. I need to start looking for something different where I feel appreciated, where it brings me joy. So the moral of the story, guys, today is that if you are eating, it's because you're suppressing an emotion most of the time, okay? And that you want to bring a new emotion in. So let's get to the problem, because food is only the symptom. And once you've got to that problem, then you can start to begin to ask questions around, how can I change that? How can I shift that? What will make me feel better that is not food? Because again, it's really important to remember it's okay to like food. It's good to like food. Food is pleasure. Food is joy. Food is experience.
Food is yummy.
Food is yummy.
Food is yummy.
But not if we're using it to numb our emotions, which are there because they're trying to tell us something. Your emotions are it's like your GPS system. It's telling you, telling you where to navigate, where to go to come out of, to heal, to move through, to change, to shift. It's giving you a message. So go to that emotion, see what message it's telling you, and then you will be able to shift it.
Yes.
In the most simplest of ways for the time that we have.
And a lot of it has to do with self-reflection. We're doing a lot of everything that Sirin and I are mentioning is reflecting back on yourself, reflecting on those emotions, reflecting and digging deep down in and saying, okay, what is going on here? What is, like Sirin said, what is this telling me? This is all part of your self-reflection. And we just don't take the time and pause to go and really self-reflect. So please, please, please keep that in mind. So let's recap, Sirin. We said emotional eating. Just to recap, we're doing a summary of it. So emotional eating, what is it?
Emotional eating is that we're often eating to suppress an emotion and bring a new emotion in.
Why do we do it?
It's the same kind of question, really. Like, we're doing it to suppress an emotion and to feel better about something.
And how we overcome it, we just went over those as far as like taking of the breath. We talking about being mindful of it, that whole self-reflection, going within, asking yourself, how am I feeling? And not only that, but then you feel the feeling. Like Sirin said, feel the emotion. I always say feel that feeling, because we skip that part. We're just like, well, okay, yeah, I know I'm angry and I'm just going to eat this and whatever.
Mhm.
But feel the feeling though. Actually tap into those feelings and those emotions. What's going on with you right now? Really feel that.
Mhm.
And then take a moment. If you notice, Shirin was already just closing her eyes when she was taking that moment there, and just she was taking that moment, she was taking that breath and being and going in within that self-reflection and being like, okay, what's going on here? The solution is to feel that feeling first, release it as she mentioned, and then you shift it. You shift your emotion. It's the mindset thing as far as us choosing to shift that emotion, not staying in it. That's why we release it.
Yeah, choosing to shift it, and also, seeing what is the deeper root cause, and how can I begin to address that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and guys, I did, I'm absolutely passionate about theta healing. I receive theta healing sessions myself, and I'm obviously a practitioner, and I give theta healings most days to people,
Hmm.
and it's incredible because this is really about a deeper rooted problem. And I gave a session to somebody because she had this addiction with chocolate and cake, and it literally came down because she felt like it was the only place she could get pleasure from. And what we showed her was all the places that she can feel pleasure and how to feel that pleasure. And she literally, her addiction to that has gone. So she still eats it, but there is no emotional need for that food anymore. Yeah. And this is from one session. So when you do this deep healing work, oh my God, guys, your transformation can be incredible, absolutely incredible. And this is what I offer in my private session. So I've got a beautiful program called Body Beautiful, which is all about really, really going into feeling really body confident, making peace with food, eating without guilt, loving your body, and finding your balanced weight without all that pain. And I'm actually offering April on, which you obviously know, but like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, I'm giving like a 3-day free mini and training series on all of this. So if you want to join in, then you can add me on Instagram at the World of Wonderful, or you can or you can join my Facebook group, Fearless, Free and Fulfilled. I'm sure April would be
Yeah,
able
I'm
to
gonna put that on there now. Fearless, free, and
vote
fulfilled.
for that. Um, and yeah, guys, like April is like a absolute dream when it comes to pausing and being able to show you how to use breath, how to use your
Yes.
body to really transform your emotions, okay? And to step into that feeling of like feeling really deeply great about yourself. So if you can get to like one of her classes, then like, get on it, because you guys are going to have an amazing time. April, what classes are you offering at the moment? What are you offering?
So my program is called Breathe and Flow. So it is a hybrid. It's a hybrid that's yoga inspired, tai chi inspired, meditation, mindfulness inspired by all of that. And we go into the basics. I don't want you all to think that it's just, oh, so advanced or anything like that. We just flow with it. And this is very beneficial for those, for if you're feeling stressed, anything with that. This is just a moment for you to pause. I always talk about pausing. This is a moment, it's a 70-minute session, 70-minute session for you to pause and just really take the time out for you to feel good. We sit in, we tune into self, and so much more. And you can look at April Smiles on Instagram, and there's a link in my bio that has all that information. It's called Breathe and Flow.
And guys,
And
the more you do stuff like this, okay,
yeah.
like for example, these kind of classes, the deeper you're going to be able to relax into yourself, into life. Yeah. And when you do that, that's when things like feeling good about yourself, not eating to suppress an emotion is going to begin to shift and transform. Yeah.
Mhm.
So sorry, April. I don't know if
No,
there's
no, no.
anything
That's
else,
okay.
kind of froze a bit.
Yeah, so it's on, and I also have private 30-minute sessions that are focused specifically on mindfulness and meditation. So I have that as well. I'm also going to have some classes coming up that are going to be specifically on mindfulness and meditation for group sessions. So Sharon and I combination of the both of us, we have lots going on, y'all, and just to help you, help encourage you, help inspire you, we're going to continue our MTF experience series. Yeah, just to put it out there for you guys to get to know more about us. And then you also, just for us to have these, you can listen in for these conversations, tune in and comment. Please comment, please engage. You know, if you have comments to say,
And
questions.
ask a question.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like if you have a question between now and we next do it, or just something comes up, just message one of us, because we're here, like April said, to like help you guys. We're here to really, we want to create like a community for women to really be able to support one another. So we're here to support you, you know, to feel really good about yourself and
Mm-hmm.
life. So please, you know, reach out to us if you feel the urge
Yes.
to.
Yes. We hope you enjoyed it, this conversation that we've been having on this whole emotional eating. There's so much more that we can talk about, but of course, I'm sure we'll return back to it. So, with that being said, feel free to do the replay, share it with people, and yeah, we're looking forward to more conversations.
Love it.
Be totally free, the MTF experience. Freedom.
Freedom.
Yes. All right, dear. Love you. Thank you. And thank you all for tuning in. Sure, and hang on. Thank you all for tuning in. We send you so much light and love and just good positive vibrations. Stay positive, stay encouraged, and stay empowered. Reach out to people, continue to love on people, and most importantly, continue to love on yourself.
Love it. Love you.
Yes. Love to you all. Have a beautiful rest of the week and weekend. We'll see you next time.